if you put enough miles on those legs running, you are certainly going to get some sore and tight thighs over the course of training for a race. So you want to make sure you stretch them out appropriately to make sure you don't have any serious injuries down the road. One of the easiest stretches you can do for your thighs is a simple one where you're standing up straight and pulling your heel towards your butt. Now, why this is important to go over is, well, this is one of the most commonly misdone stretches of all stretches, and the reason is often you'll wiggle, you'll bend your back, you'll kind of kick that leg back and forth. Do this for about 5 seconds and stop. Well, that really honestly doesn't do a whole lot to stretch out your hips and thighs. So what you want to make sure to do it appropriately is you want to make sure you pull that heel towards your butt. You want to keep your hips and shoulders straight ahead and then pull that knee back while keeping it in line with your body. Now while you're bringing that knee inward, you want to make sure you tighten up your stomach muscles because this is going to prevent your back from arching up. This is going to give you a good stretch from the hip all the way down to the knee and make sure you keep all those muscles nice and loosey-goosey. Now, at the same time, there's lots of variations for this, particularly if you can't stand and balance. Another way you can stretch out those hips and thighs is by simply just taking a chair, pull it up, and if again you have trouble with balance, you want to put that knee right on top of it. Keep again, hips level, straight ahead, and make sure you're stretching and holding this for about 20 or 30 seconds. And you can generally repeat this a couple times to make sure you get a good stretch, and always doing it on both legs. Another way you can go about stretching those thighs, if you don't really want to have a chair with you and you just feel like lying down because it's a little bit easier, you can just do it laying flat on your side and pull that heel up towards your butt. Again, same rules apply. Pulling towards, pulling that knee back, keeping it in line with the body, and making sure it's not moving outward too much. Again, holding about 20-30 seconds. Now, again, if you do have a little bit of trouble as far as still with flexibility, and that's even more cumbersome for you, you can do it laying flat on your stomach. Now, to go about doing this, you can easily just put a strap around your ankle. Just take any loop. A good example for that is taking off a bathrobe. You can just kind of tie a loop and a knot, and you can just feed it through just like this. And you can feed it right over that ankle. And again, if you're having trouble, this is a great way to make sure you keep those thighs still stretched out. What you want to make sure you do is lay flat on your stomach, and then all you do is you pull straight up and make sure that you're pulling that heel all the way towards your butt. To get more stretch out of it, you can actually put a pillow underneath your knee, and that will raise it up just a little bit to increase that stretch a little bit more. Again, with all stretches, you want to make sure that you're doing it on a regular basis, not just before a race, because generally if you do a whole bunch of heavy stretching before a long run, you're probably going to make it a little harder on yourself than easier. Again, holding 20-30 seconds at a time, no bouncing, because anytime you do those sorts of things, it really doesn't get at stretching those muscles the way they're supposed to be appropriately stretched. Again, injury prevention is the key, and we might want to make sure you stay on the race.